Simpsons. There has been an awakening. Have you felt it? Also, I don't think this romantic fantasy needed the visual gravity of heading off to defend Greece from an invading Persian army, but here we are, framing this as a whimsical flirtation, instead of as the several $100s worth of lawn damage and direct psychological attack against suburban fathers that it really is.
What's wrong?
The nightmare here is obviously about Max's fear of becoming his father, but because dream logic physically transforms him into Goofy, Roxanne's rejection of him becomes the objectively reasonable response to discovering the boy she likes is suddenly a middle-aged man. Mickey being a globally recognized corporate icon does not make it any less weird that Max owns a phone shaped like his father's personal friend.
Dad! Oops, I forgot.
Disney clearly intends this interaction as endearing parental awkwardness, but the scene has the energy of Max installing a lock immediately after this conversation. Disney casually teaching children to destroy household vacuums at scale.
Oh, not bigger than Xavier Cugat, the Mambo King.
Xavier Cugat was the king of the rumba, which is an entirely different jurisdiction. This important reminder that a significant percentage of 90s comedy was built on men being coded feminine for 6 seconds. This scene only functions if we accept that jockstraps operate in this universe like trendy, loose pocket accessories, and no kid in 95 was carrying one with a higher priority than their chain wallet. Space, the final frontier of visual shorthand for nerd! Weird Planet accurately describing whatever the hell this timeline became. It's not this movie's fault, but in high school I logically concluded that kicking all the hurdles down like they were doors would be faster than jumping over them. Turns out hurdle racing contains several anti-fun regulations I was previously unaware of. Skip!
Look, Max, if my dad catches me with this, he'll kill me.
It's truly fascinating how much of 90s family entertainment operated on a baseline of implied parental homicide.
Slurpage.
Man, Pauly Shore got an unbelievable amount of mileage out of adding edge to the end of words. Man, Pauly Shore got an unbelievable amount of mileage out of being excited for snack foods. Despite the illusion and our instinctual default to Cheese Whiz, this specific product would be Easy Cheese and not Cheese Whiz, which came in a jar, not a can of spray paint. Also, people who get this excited about any flavor of Cheese Whiz.
Talk to me, baby.
This is the kind of absolutely reckless cafeteria confidence that can only be displayed by someone who has never experienced meaningful social consequences. I have experienced those consequences.
And also that I hope you can all attend my totally amazing end-of-school party next Saturday to watch the Powerline concert live on pay-per-view.
90s pay-per-view culture briefly allowed children to purchase social relevance, and the movie presents this as an entirely reasonable foundation for friendship. The movie conveys impressive technical expertise by having Bobby perform irreversible structural damage to the school's AV equipment.
How about science slumber parties?
Movie never confirms that Principal Mazer encouraging science slumber parties immediately activated several mandatory reporting protocols.
A little smoking.
Using stoner-coded language immediately before committing an entirely different category of misdemeanor. We wouldn't dare play the music, but still need to let everyone know this works. Yep, there was a period where every form of media was contractually obligated to include at least one moonwalk, and I don't know if we ever really graduated from that. Surprise wire work performed without the knowledge or consent of the performer feels significantly closer to criminal negligence than stagecraft.
Oh, Max is a good kid. He'd never get mixed up in something like that.
Family films constantly operate under the assumption that good people are somehow incapable of doing catastrophically stupid things, while simultaneously insisting that catastrophically stupid people can still be excellent parents.
My one chance to impress Roxanne and I blew it.
Max immediately concludes he's ruined everything, even though Roxanne is very obviously interested in him. Adolescent emotional logic remains one of humanity's least evidence-based operating systems, and one of Disney's most profitable.
It's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
Doing some quick research, I see that this was a line that Pauly Shore improvised, but that's an animated character holding an animated tower of cheese that had to be drawn and animated. So what was the original line? And how is it worse than It's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa? Disney somehow making canned cheese residue read like a substance abuse problem. Damn, Stacy, this movie's rated G.
Roxanne.
You don't have to put on a red light. It's not my break yet.
The movie frames this like a harmless workplace joke, but I Can Only Dance During Approved Break Periods feels like a surprisingly early symptom of modern labor culture. We really ignored a lot of red flags because Disney added music. giving Principal Mazer the wall decor of someone who definitely uses a safe word.
I'd seriously reevaluate the way you're raising your child before he ends up in the electric chair.
The electric chair?
I did some research to see if Ohio, where Goofy and Max reside, still even had the electric chair as an option for the death penalty in 1995. And yes, they were still electrocuting the out of people in the Buckeye State. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that a state whose motto is, with God, all things are possible, wouldn't love a good electrocution or two. But I didn't expect 13 more goddamn states to boot. Hope you continue to enjoy all the historical context I'll be sharing about anthropomorphic dogs. Also, this use of electric chair is framed as obvious comedic hyperbole, but Goofy never fully rejects this as absurd. He just seems mildly worried about it. As Max's father, his response should have less repeating dialogue and surprise and more, why the fuck are you discussing state-sponsored execution for a school incident?
What am I gonna do?
Blue light special on aisle 3.
Goofy immediately accepting the first random sentence spoken by the universe as actionable guidance is never fully taken to task by this movie.
I'm going fishing with my boy!
Anyone who gets this excited about fucking fishing.
Hey, Max. Wicked dance.
Thanks.
I think the power of dance is being a tad overstated. Maxing? Between this and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, whole generations were convinced that teen angst justified recreational trespassing. Stealing this guy's skateboard.
Getting there's half the fun!
The slogan holds up, but becomes significantly less inspirational once you begin testing it against destinations like hell.
It's not gonna happen, I'm telling you.
Careful,
It's
son.
not.
You'll wrinkle my past. And our future.
This sounds sweet until you unpack the fact that Goofy is saying Max's desire for independence is hurting him emotionally. The movie just disguises parental anxiety as warmth, humor, and metaphor, and it lets Goofy occasionally communicate through passive-aggressive psychological warfare.
Have to go to
there'll
see
be
it and
plenty
this
of time
girl
for
and-
parties when you're older.
Parents always say things like this with astonishing confidence, considering human beings occasionally just die. Granted, partying itself does contribute meaningfully to those statistics.
Guess I'll just have to go all alone. That's all.
Goofy, you manipulative asshole may have been a more accurate title for this film.
Goodbye, house. Goodbye, mailbox. Goodbye, pile of broken wood.
Is this an eccentric father or an adult man discovering object permanence? Discuss.
Dad, I gotta stop somewhere first. I have to talk to someone.
Well,
That happened just in case children weren't already being taught that emotional urgency occasionally justifies attempted vehicular manslaughter.
Well, don't worry about it, Max. It's just a dumb party.
No, it's not. Roxanne, I really wanted to go with you.
Roxanne emotionally interpreting my father forced me into a surprise road trip as I chose not to prioritize you is actually an astonishing amount of psychological self-centering, even for a Disney romance subplot. Kids would absolutely get this is not his choice, and Max's dad is even f***ing there as a material witness.
My dad's taking me to the Powerline concert in L.A.
This movie frames this like Max has emotionally recovered the situation, but he is still actively canceling on Roxanne and not inviting her to the concert. Honestly, I'm canceling our date to go to a cool concert should land significantly worse than my dad is forcing me onto a fishing trip.
Well, you see, my dad, knows Powerline. They used to play together in a band.
The power of boners continues to function as one of evolution's least ethical creative writing tools.
out on the open road, retracing the steps of my boyhood. And here's Maxie.
Goofy prioritizing cinematography over basic roadway awareness, quietly laying the foundation for the Fast franchise.
Fun games I used to play with my dad.
Goofy appears to retrieve memories exclusively through spoken exposition. Also, storytelling is not a game.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney. Goof is now singing questions at Max, asking if he longs to shed his weary load, and I have to say that it shows complete ignorance of why Max is angry that he's on this trip and unable to go on his date with Roxanne. Now Max is singing about how Goofy drives like a klutz, which is unfathomably disconnected from the visuals that suggest either elite stunt training or complete spiritual immunity to death. Max singing longingly about hoping Roxanne doesn't forget him is triggering dormant college girlfriend's psychological trauma, making this scene medically unpleasant for me. Now this movie is treating what appears to be a fatal workplace accident with the emotional seriousness of a pie to the face. Goofy interpreting creepy smiling piano man in the back of a moving truck as wholesome roadside fun instead of the opening act of a horror movie. These ladies are warbling about directions to Nashville, but even in everyone has GPS on their phones 1995, how do you not know whether or not you are headed in the right direction for a major fucking city? Also, Nashville. This guy's contribution to the song is threatening to tow Goofy's car at highway speed, which feels logistically ambitious, even by cartoon standards. Goofy and Max conveniently driving past a state prison transport when Goofy is conveniently concerned about Max's potential future incarceration is convenient. This couple bluntly added suggestive lyrics about having an odd romantic episode, but they never finish the story. Mickey and Donald appearing briefly so the audience remembers which corporation manufactured this emotional experience. This sequence wants to end on a whimsical note, despite accidentally assembling the environmental conditions necessary for a catastrophic chain reaction death scene. Man, Final Destination really changed my relationship with infrastructure.
Dad, you're gonna get us killed!
The dialogue briefly acknowledges that Goofy's driving could realistically kill them both, before the movie immediately resumes pretending it's adorable.
You party pooper. Come on, this is gonna be fun.
It will not.
Lester's is proud to present the Possum Posse Jamboree. Here it is.
Disney proudly presents the slow death of the performing arts in real time. Also, I don't care how few people are in Lester's, the idea of anywhere near this many people getting excited about a fucking jamboree is absurd and jamboree-ish.
Who's your favorite possum?
There aren't many possible answers to this question, so let me explain that if you go with Pasadena Opossum, you're a regular old bandicoot. If you choose Miss Possum, you might as well throw your racist ass in a briar patch. And if you select Pogo, you can go off in the Okefenokee Swamp. Got it? Good. Lester.
Let me introduce you to the posse.
I'm genuinely not convinced the Five Nights at Freddy's robots are the scarier version of this concept.
Here's Buford, Beulah, and Mordecai.
Excitement?
Hey, Lester, ready for yodeling?
Proof that there are indeed stupid questions. In the call and response section of this song, Lester asks the posse, "Don't you want to be hanging from a tree?" To which the Possum Posse unanimously agrees, and possums simply do not possess a strong enough association with tree antics to prevent the phrase from transforming this cute possum song into a deeply alarming possum song.
Oh, my life's a living hell.
Hello, little buddy.
Character in animated film starts to say a curse word right before it is cut off with a non-naughty word that has the same few letters at the beginning cliche.
I know. You need a big hug from Lester.
Don't even think about it.
See?
90s kids deserve more credit than they get for navigating a world where mascots aggressively disregarded clearly established physical boundaries.
You have got to be kidding.
I know Max is a kid, and kids say shit like this, but he's gotta be kidding too, right? Goofy might be the most sincere person to ever exist on film. Max has to fucking know this, and should know when his dad is and is not joking. Max currently has a live possum under his shirt, potentially biting the shit out of him, but not only does no one offer any help, the band decides this would be a great time to start playing some tunes. If Max's goal when he stormed out was to leave altogether, then why did he try to get in his own car first? Was he gonna drive? Wouldn't Goofy have the keys? Why is hitchhiking?
This is the stupidest vacation. You dragged me from home.
Kids.
Call me when the trip's over.
I get that the movie wants us to feel sad for Goofy here, but he dragged Max on a vacation, and Max had no interest in going. More importantly, he sprung the trip out of nowhere when Max was elated about getting a date with the girl of his dreams, and instead of showing any empathy towards his son, he dragged him along anyway. I get Goofy wanting to bond with his son and make sure that the school incident is not as extreme as the principal made it out to be, but goddamn, this was not the right way, and the movie should fucking know that. I don't really get the Davy Crockett caps, but at least they don't have the raccoon's goddamn head still on them. Who wants to appear to be wearing a dead possum on their heads? Movie expects me to believe this tent is big enough to fit Goofy and Max in it comfortably, and I do not believe you, movie.
You want to get in some fishing practice?
Thinking anyone needs practice to stand holding a fishing pole. Goofy's neck and back have survived this horrible posture. Pete pulling up in his environmental crime utility vehicle like the RDA landing on Pandora signals Disney's weirdly consistent thematic through line into Avatar.
Now that's camping.
It is not. But also, the term glamping really gets under my skin. So here's an extra sin for making me remember that's a thing people say.
Pete?
That's a strange way for Goofy to say, "You motherfucker, you almost ran me over and left my child fatherless."
What a serendipity doodah!
Using Disney speak to hang a hat on plot convenience. Also, scene does not contain a John Paul Cusack or Kate Romany Beckinsale. There's a lot of stairs inside the RV, and while multi-story motorhomes do exist, we could see from the outside that there's no way this is one of them. Apparently, Pete's RV operates on the same principle as a TARDIS. Turning off PJ's music without his explicit consent.
Even if you got to shout out loud.
PJ shows us how to have fun even when your dad is a superior asshole, but somehow he is not the protagonist. Making this make more sense than Pete just rolling another ball down the lane is an impossible task. Either way, he's not getting the f***ing strike. And here, he's not even getting a legal spare.
If you keep them under your thumb, they'll never end up in the gutter.
Ah, yes, the great parenting plan of making sure you're controlling every aspect of your child's life to the point where they don't even know how to act in society when they are on their own as adults. Family films always make bad parenting incredibly easy to identify.
Dad, I don't even know how to fish.
Once again, you attach some bait to a hook and you hold the rod and hope to catch a fish. Anyone acting like there's some kind of unique science to fishing is pretentious as and you should move away from them as quickly as possible. Honestly, that's true for simply anyone who wants to fish in general.
Let me show you a little family secret handed down through about 12 or 13 Goof generations.
Just want to point out that Goofy's full name is Goofy Goof. It's like people with the last name Head naming their son Richard. Goofy Goof's parents are dicks.
The perfect cast.
Like Glengarry Glen Ross, like that?
Also, scene does not contain Pauly Shore, Dolph Lundgren, Flo from Progressive Insurance, Mr. Bill, and Ariana Madix. And you know you would watch the out of a movie with that cast.
You gotta be loose, relaxed, with your feet apart.
Proctological procedure prep somehow makes it into the script.
Quarter to 3, tours you pay, twist, over, pot a do, I'm a little teapot.
It's wild that Disney didn't get in any trouble for stealing this scene directly from A River Runs Through It.
At that moment, I knew, surely and clearly, that I was witnessing perfection.
The amount of fishing line coming out of Goofy's normal-sized fishing rod goes against the laws of fishing rod physics, which are totally a real thing and not something I just made up because I couldn't figure out a way to end this sin. Choosing to take a bite out of a f***ing stick instead of the fresh steak that landed at your feet.
It's Bigfoot!
Technically, that would be a Sasquatch, Max. It could be the Sasquatch known as Bigfoot, but the chances of that are about as slim as the chances of there being a race of animals known as Sasquatch. Probably not a Frankenstein's monster situation, but I'm f***ing petty enough to turn it into one.
Behold the legendary Bigfoot, fabled but seldom.
This asshole got the Oprah shot and immediately dropped the camera.
It's locked!
Quick, the sunroof!
Conveniently leaving the sunroof open on your conveniently locked car is convenient. Bigfoot knows what car keys are. Exockment? Also, Bigfoot does not have the puppetry skills of the Super Mario Galaxy movie's Bowser, and that seems like a missed opportunity for a movie released 21 years before.
Man, I'm starving.
Alphabet soup coming up.
It's weird that Ask and You Shall Receive only got paid as a day player on this show. The Bee Gees' Staying Alive is playing through Max's headphones that Bigfoot now has on its head. And the most unbelievable part of this movie, which I might remind you has a f***ing Bigfoot in it, is that Max's Powerline loving ass would ever be listening to the Bee Gees. Also, movie has time for this.
Well, it's nice to know this thing's good for something.
I know for a fact that a car cigarette lighter can burn your fingerprint off, but it can't heat an entire can of soup in any meaningful way.
What's so funny?
Not the last 44 minutes of this movie, I can tell you that much.
Is it soup yet?
It always was soup, Max. It would have just been cold soup, and now it's a little less cold soup, but it's always been f***ing soup.
Whoa, where'd you learn to do that?
Max acting like his dad biting down on a can lid with his oversized teeth is some kind of f***ing magic trick. Also, this seems like a very good way to get all the broth out of the can without any of the noodles.
Well, we might as well get some shut-eye. I don't think we're going anywhere tonight.
You should not. You have no idea what Bigfoot is capable of, and you should keep an eye on him all night. Also, I'm now way too curious about how they're handling the I have to go to the bathroom situation. Max conveniently having the exact letters he needed and no more to spell out "Hi, Dad" is convenient. Kid can't get to sleep because his father and the Sasquatch sleeping outside their car are snoring cliche. What? I've seen some weird movies. Also, Goofy desperately needs a CPAP machine, and the story will resolve without him getting one.
Dear Roxanne.
Is that actually a postcard, or is Max just choosing to make it one? Because there's nothing on the side he's writing on to indicate it's a postcard. And if it is a postcard, why did he buy a f***ing postcard? And how exactly is he going to mail a postcard from the goddamn woods? Having a glove compartment light that glows on the entire person sitting outside of it, like the goddamn suitcase in Pulp Fiction. Having a pencil that is sentient enough to know your true wishes and can literally point them out for you should make Max scream and take his chances outside with the Sasquatch, instead of getting excited and thinking this means he might be able to go to Los Angeles. That pencil is clearly evil, Max. Run! Max actually expects that changing the route on the map will work. And somehow it does work, because Goofy decides he isn't looking at the map anymore. But there is no reason for Max to have expected that Goofy would make that choice suddenly.
How many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon?
I did the math on this and eventually realized the bigger issue is that I spent part of my finite lifespan calculating the thermodynamic limitations of a hypothetical sugar-powered moon launch. Anyway, it's something like 16.4 million cups, give or take several million, because math. Littering. Also, leaving your car window open when there's a hungry Sasquatch right outside of it.
Here you go, hon. Eggs? Eggs?
Eggs. Yeah, right here. Sorry.
Did she need verbal confirmation to put this plate down on the table?
Here you go, cutie.
Strangers calling you cutie, baby, or sweet cakes without your explicit consent. Max's bacon has disappeared, and no, it's not under the excess yolk. Yolk is not covering any of the plate that the bacon was originally on. And why is no one more concerned about the missing bacon?
I, Goofy, hereby dub my son Maximilian official navigator and head witchwayer of this here road trip.
This is how you accidentally create a hedge knight, placing your dirty shoe on a surface people f***ing eat off of.
Well, I'm not even looking at the map anymore.
But who's to say Max can even read a map? I'm a full-grown adult, and I can't read a map, and I lived when maps were very necessary. Oh, thank God. At least the bacon is back on the plate. Still pissed no one was concerned about his disappearance in the first place. It's bacon, people. Also, diners that only give you one f***ing strip of bacon with your order. The insanity of the parking situation in the big rig parking area. Goofy doesn't serve any time for all the people he vehicular manslaughtered in the cabanas. This goof's only bathroom can't possibly be ADA compliant. Movie's plot doesn't further explore the creepy fact that these nuns have been following Max and Goofy since the diner. Sure, Goofy negligently cut the rope, but there was also absolutely none of the legally required signage for hoisting a piano with an invisible rope. So Goofy and Max probably wouldn't have been liable, which means leaving the mime to die was more of a creative choice than an act of self-preservation. This works! Also, this is at least the second tire they've changed out on this trip. Do they have more than one spare tire? And if so, why? The fact that I personally find the play on words with Carl's butt caverns as giggle-worthy as I do is definitely getting a sin. Look, sometimes I suck as well. Seriously, where the f*** are they even keeping all those spare tires?
Check out the bed.
The innocents required to see a motel waterbed as whimsical instead of biologically threatening.
Check out the dresser.
The innocents required to see a motel dresser as whimsical instead of biologically threatening.
Nice lamp.
The innocents required to, you know what, I'm just going to say it. There's DNA on that light switch.
I can't believe you, man. Whatever made you think your dad would fall for a stupid idea like that?
It wasn't stupid.
It was. The innocents required to see a motel hot tub.
Taking a break from the MTV generation, huh?
The sad fact is, in 1995, we would not have known how dated this reference would be 20 years later. You had one goddamn job, MTV, show music videos, and you f***ed it up.
Well, I heard the little mutant telling PJ that he changed the map.
As much as I wish Short Pack were in this movie, he is not. Disney really began fumbling the MCU long before they owned it. I mean, yeah, Goofy is going to betray his son's trust by checking the map, but I'm honestly more concerned that he would just sit in the car in a bathing suit that would clearly still be wet without putting the towel underneath him. I would genuinely like the full forensic rundown on how they achieved this level of pizza dispersion. I'm not saying that red and blue Route 66 road signs didn't exist, just that in 1995 those colors would have been reserved for the interstate highway system, making this sign not federally compliant.
Come on, Max!
They both are willing to die over this choice, and the movie missed the opportunity to wrap this up in under 60 minutes.
I gotta tell you something, Dad.
Why bother? I'm probably too stupid to understand anyway.
Being this passive-aggressive when you could have just taken the correct turn on your own and then explained to Max why you were disappointed in him. I would say Max is a dick to tires, but since they clearly have an unlimited amount of spare tires, I guess it doesn't matter. Thinking you can catch up to a runaway car on foot, and they f***ing do it. With the help of a random skateboard, mind you, but it's still all the bullshit.
I didn't do anything, Dad. I only touched it.
Puberty conversations.
I never wanted to go on this stupid vacation!
Making Max's exclamation about not wanting to go on the vacation rev up the third act conflict cliche, even though we already knew this, as did f***ing Goofy.
I've got my own life now.
I know that. I just wanted to be part of it.
Aww, Skip.
You're my son, Max. No matter how big you get, you'll always be my son.
Biology lessons in the middle of a situation where the f***ing car, along with the two of you, are about to drown. Also, the car will, I shit you not, survive this. They will honestly drive this thing home. And an entire generation will spend a lifetime surviving crashes they absolutely shouldn't. Not because of divine intervention, as this movie would suggest, but because the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has spent decades forcing car manufacturers to improve safety standards. This car remains floaty for exactly as long as the plot requires, instead of immediately sinking the way physics and or chemistry would have preferred. Movie forgot it was a musical for almost an hour, and I really wish it could have forgotten for just 12 more minutes. Goofy's foot survives this.
Well, anyway, I figure she's never gonna want to talk to me again.
And with good reason. There was no reason to lie to her about any of this. This movie has zero knowledge of how to make us feel actual sympathy for Goofy or Max.
Well, I think the only thing for us to do now is to get you up on stage with this power line feller.
Thinking this is the lesson that Max should learn. Also, assuming Goofy still wants Max to lie to those he loves, which it seems like he f***ing does. This car accident actually gives Max a good excuse as to why he didn't go to the show, but they won't just take that win in favor of doing more crime.
A waterfall! Waterfall!
If anyone ever gets stuck in a moving river in a movie, there has to be a big fucking waterfall at the end of it, cliche. This works, or Max and Goofy survive this. Your choice. I choose both.
Perfect cast.
The Godfather, Part 2.
Also, scene does not contain Mr. T, Patrick Starfish, Lucy Liu, Limu Emu, and Carrot Top. And you know you would watch the f*** out of a movie with that cast.
And it's not over yet.
Doesn't mean it shouldn't be. Can we roll credits? Please? Yeah, no need to see how they fished their car out of that waterfall. Let's just fast forward to that concert. Also, these nuns are still following them. The movie skips over the significantly more complicated operation of how Goofy and Max actually got themselves inside these music cases undetected. It's genuinely the most interesting part of this mission. It would be like Ethan Hunt's entire plan being, step 1, we steal the knock list. Step 2, we have the knock list.
Maybe this isn't such a good idea.
The power of boners continues to be the cause and solution to stage fright.
That goof kid ain't there.
Bobby, who helped Max stage an elaborate performance earlier in exchange for cheese, referring to him as that goof kid, like they've never shared a criminal conspiracy. This stage prop appears to violently electrocute whoever's inside it, which means Powerline presumably does this to himself during every performance. It's basically the Prestige with backup dancers.
Hey, Dad! Do the perfect cast!
Goofy has not been tackled by security yet. This fucking homicidal crowd cheering on the murder of the security guard. The movie treats this like Max has emotionally matured because he's finally willing to dance and have fun with Goofy, despite the fact that they are now on stage at the exact concert Max has spent the entire film desperately trying to attend. True growth would have been Max finding joy with his dad somewhere other than the place he already wanted to go. This isn't character development so much as all of Max's incentives achieving perfect alignment. That backfire is the most believable thing this car has done in the entire movie.
Well, if she doesn't, maybe she's just not the one for you.
If Roxanne doesn't want to date Max because he lied to her and betrayed her, then that's her fault? Goofy is a terrible f***ing father.
You mean that story about Powerline and your dad? Why would you make up something like that?
Roxanne fails to recognize one of the most predictable teenage behaviors ever recorded.
I guess I just wanted you to like me.
I already liked you, Max.
I already liked you really does retroactively invalidate an astonishing amount of this movie. The more this movie treats catastrophic bodily harm like a temporary inconvenience instead of a life-altering event, the more everyone's emotional behavior starts making sense. Nobody in this universe has ever had to develop a healthy relationship with consequences or each other.
Roxanne, I'd like you to meet my dad.
I'm not saying I wanted to see Roxanne's dad beat Goofy's ass after crashing through his roof, but I'm not saying it either.
Weren't your parents supposed to do that?